Welcome to our journey into biopsychology, the fascinating field that explores how our biology influences our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Biopsychology, also known as behavioral neuroscience, bridges the gap between biology and psychology by examining how the brain, nervous system, hormones, and genetics shape who we are. In this video, we'll break down the core concepts, explore key research, and see how this discipline helps us understand everything from emotions to decision-making. Let's begin by defining what biopsychology is and why it's so important in understanding human behavior. Truly appreciate biopsychology, it's helpful to look at its roots. The field draws from ancient philosophical questions about the mind and body, but it really took shape in the 19th and 20th centuries as scientists began to uncover the biological basis of behavior. Early studies on brain injuries and electrical stimulation revealed that specific brain areas control certain functions. This historical perspective helps us see how biopsychology developed into a modern science, blending insights from biology, psychology, and neuroscience. The heart of biopsychology is the brain. This incredible organ is the command center of our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Biopsychologists study how different brain regions contribute to various mental processes from memory to movement. By using advanced imaging techniques and studying brain injuries, researchers have mapped out which areas are responsible for language, vision, and even personality. Understanding the brain's structure and function is key to unlocking the mysteries of human behavior. Neurons are the fundamental units of the nervous system. These specialized cells transmit information throughout the body, allowing us to sense, think, and act. Each neuron communicates with others through electrical and chemical signals, forming complex networks that underlie all our behaviors. Biopsychologists study how neurons work, how they connect, and how changes in these networks can affect everything from learning to mental health. Nervous system is a vast communication network that links the brain to the rest of the body. It consists of the central nervous system, which includes the brain and spinal cord, and the peripheral nervous system, which connects everything else. Biopsychologists examine how these systems work together to process information, coordinate movement, and respond to the environment. This understanding helps explain how we perceive the world and react to it. Neurotransmitters are chemical messengers that play a crucial role in communication between neurons. Each neurotransmitter has a specific function, influencing mood, motivation, sleep, and more. For example, dopamine is linked to pleasure and reward, while serotonin affects mood and anxiety. Biopsychologists study how imbalances in neurotransmitters can lead to mental health issues and how medications can help restore balance. Genes play a significant role in shaping who we are. Biopsychologists explore how genetic factors influence behavior, personality, and even susceptibility to mental disorders. Studying twins, families, and genetic mutations, researchers can identify the hereditary components of traits like intelligence, temperament, and risk for conditions such as depression or schizophrenia. This genetic perspective helps us understand the complex interplay between nature and nurture. Hormones are another key player in biopsychology. Produced by the endocrine system, hormones travel through the bloodstream to influence mood, growth, metabolism, and stress responses. For instance, adrenaline prepares us for action while cortisol helps us manage stress. Biopsychologists study how hormonal changes affect behavior and how disorders of the endocrine system can impact mental health. One of the most enduring debates in biopsychology is nature versus nurture. Are our behaviors determined more by our biology or by our environment? Biopsychologists investigate how genes and experiences interact to shape who we become. Modern research shows that it's rarely one or the other. Most behaviors result from a complex interplay between inherited traits and life experiences. Biopsychologists use a variety of research methods to study the brain and behavior. These include brain imaging techniques like MRI and PET scans, animal studies, case studies of brain injuries, and genetic analyses. Each method provides unique insights, helping researchers uncover the biological basis of behavior and develop new treatments for mental health conditions. Modern technology has revolutionized biopsychology. Brain imaging techniques like MRI, fMRI, and PET scans allow scientists to observe the living brain in action. These tools help researchers identify which brain areas are active during specific tasks, track changes over time, and diagnose neurological disorders. Imaging has opened new doors for understanding the brain's complexity. Animal studies have played a crucial role in biopsychology. By studying animals, researchers can conduct experiments that would be impossible or unethical in humans. These studies have led to major discoveries about brain function, learning, memory, and the effects of drugs. While animal research raises ethical questions, it remains an important tool for advancing our understanding of the brain. Some of the most important insights in biopsychology have come from studying people with brain injuries. Famous cases, like Phineas Gage, have shown how damage to specific brain areas can dramatically change personality and behavior. These case studies help researchers map brain functions and understand the consequences of injury or disease. Evolutionary theory is central to biopsychology. By examining how behaviors have evolved over time, researchers can understand why certain traits exist. For example, fear responses may have helped our ancestors survive, while social behaviors promote cooperation. Evolutionary psychology helps explain the origins of complex behaviors and mental processes. Biopsychology explores how we sense and perceive the world. Sensation involves detecting stimuli through our senses, while perception is how our brain interprets these signals. Researchers study how the brain processes sights, sounds, smells, and more, revealing the biological basis of our experiences. This area helps explain why people perceive the same event differently. Learning and memory are core topics in biopsychology. Researchers investigate how the brain encodes, stores, and retrieves information. They study the roles of different brain regions, such as the hippocampus, and how changes in neural connections support learning. Understanding these processes sheds light on everything from childhood development to age-related memory loss. Emotions are deeply rooted in our biology. Biopsychologists study how brain structures like the amygdala and prefrontal cortex generate and regulate emotions. They also examine how neurotransmitters and hormones influence feelings like fear, happiness, and anger. This research helps explain why emotions can be so powerful and sometimes difficult to control. Motivation drives our actions, and the brain's reward system plays a key role. Biopsychologists study how dopamine and other neurotransmitters create feelings of pleasure and reinforce behaviors. This research explains why we seek out rewards, how habits form, and what happens in addiction. Understanding motivation helps us make sense of everything from goal setting to compulsive behaviors. Sleep is essential for health and well-being, and biopsychologists study its biological basis. They investigate how the brain regulates sleep cycles, the role of hormones like melatonin, and what happens during different sleep stages. Research on biological rhythms such as the circadian clock helps explain why we feel alert or tired at certain times of day. Stress is a natural response to challenges, but chronic stress can harm the brain and body. Biopsychologists study how stress hormones like cortisol affect brain function, memory, and mood. They also explore coping mechanisms and the impact of stress on mental health. This research is vital for understanding anxiety, depression, and resilience. Developmental biopsychology examines how the brain and behavior change over the lifespan. Researchers study how genetics, environment, and experiences shape development from infancy through old age. This field helps explain milestones like language acquisition, emotional growth, and cognitive decline, providing insights into both typical and atypical development. Mental health is a major focus of biopsychology. Researchers investigate the biological roots of conditions like depression, anxiety, schizophrenia, and bipolar disorder. By understanding the roles of neurotransmitters, brain structure, and genetics, biopsychologists help develop better treatments and reduce stigma around mental illness. Biopsychologists study how drugs affect the brain and behavior. This includes both therapeutic medications and substances of abuse. By examining how drugs alter neurotransmitter systems, researchers can develop better treatments for mental health conditions and understand the risks of addiction. This area also explores the effects of recreational drugs on cognition and emotion. Brain is remarkably adaptable, a property known as plasticity. Biopsychologists study how experiences, learning, and injury can change the brain's structure and function. Plasticity explains how we recover from brain injuries, learn new skills, and adapt to changing environments. This concept is central to understanding growth and resilience. Biopsychology isn't just for scientists, it affects our daily lives. From understanding why we feel hungry or stressed to making sense of habits and emotions, this field offers practical insights. By applying biopsychological principles, we can improve our health, relationships, and well-being. Everyday experiences like learning a new skill or coping with stress are all influenced by the brain and body. Biopsychosocial model is a holistic approach that considers biological, psychological, and social factors in understanding health and behavior. Biopsychologists use this model to explain complex conditions, recognizing that mental and physical health are deeply interconnected. This perspective guides treatment and prevention strategies in medicine and psychology. Ethical considerations are vital in biopsychology research. Scientists must ensure the welfare of human and animal subjects, obtain informed consent, and protect privacy. Ethical guidelines help maintain trust and integrity in research, balancing the pursuit of knowledge with respect for individual rights. Background in biopsychology opens doors to many careers. Graduates work in research, healthcare, education, pharmaceuticals, and more. They may become neuroscientists, clinical psychologists, or science communicators. The skills gained in this field, critical thinking, research, and understanding behavior, are valuable in many professions. Many scientists have shaped the field of biopsychology. Figures like Roger Sperry, who studied split-brain patients, and Brenda Milner, known for her work on memory, have made groundbreaking discoveries. Their research has deepened our understanding of the brain and inspired new generations of scientists. Biopsychology is a rapidly evolving field. Current trends include research on brain-computer interfaces, the gut-brain connection, and personalized medicine. Advances in technology and genetics are opening new frontiers, allowing scientists to tackle questions that were once impossible to answer. Looking ahead, the future of biopsychology is bright. As technology advances, we'll gain even deeper insights into the brain and behavior. Personalized treatments, artificial intelligence, and new therapies promise to revolutionize mental health care. The field will continue to grow, offering hope for better understanding and treating brain-based conditions. Biopsychology has a profound impact on society. It informs public health policies, education, and even the legal system. By understanding the biological basis of behavior, we can address issues like addiction, violence, and mental illness more effectively. This field helps shape a healthier, more informed society. Educational settings benefit from biopsychological insights. Understanding how the brain learns helps teachers design effective lessons and support students with diverse needs. Research on attention, memory, and motivation informs classroom strategies, making learning more accessible and engaging for everyone. Technology and biopsychology are increasingly intertwined. Tools like neuroimaging, wearable devices, and brain-computer interfaces are transforming research and healthcare. These innovations help monitor brain activity, treat neurological disorders, and even enhance cognitive abilities, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Despite its advances, biopsychology faces challenges. The brain is incredibly complex and many questions remain unanswered. Ethical dilemmas, funding limitations, and the need for interdisciplinary collaboration are ongoing issues. However, these challenges also drive innovation and discovery in the field. Biopsychology connects with many other disciplines, including medicine, genetics, pharmacology, and computer science. Collaboration across fields leads to new discoveries and innovative treatments. This interdisciplinary approach enriches our understanding of the brain and behavior, making biopsychology a truly integrative science. Culture shapes how we think, feel, and behave, and biopsychologists study these influences. By examining cultural differences in brain function and behavior, researchers gain insights into the diversity of human experience. This area highlights the importance of considering context in psychological research. Gender differences in brain structure and function are a topic of ongoing research. Biopsychologists explore how hormones, genetics, and socialization contribute to differences in cognition, emotion, and behavior. This research helps challenge stereotypes and promote a more nuanced understanding of gender. Aging brings changes to the brain and behavior. Biopsychologists study how memory, cognition, and emotional regulation evolve over time. Research on aging helps identify ways to promote healthy brain aging and address challenges like dementia, ensuring better quality of life for older adults. Diseases like Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and multiple sclerosis have profound effects on the brain and behavior. Biopsychologists investigate the biological mechanisms behind these conditions, seeking ways to prevent, diagnose, and treat them. This research is crucial for improving the lives of those affected by neurological disorders. Nutrition has a significant impact on brain health and behavior. Biopsychologists study how nutrients affect cognitive function, mood, and development. Research in this area highlights the importance of a balanced diet for mental and physical well-being and informs public health recommendations. Exercise benefits both body and brain. Biopsychologists explore how physical activity boosts mood, enhances cognitive function, and protects against mental decline. Regular exercise is linked to increased neuroplasticity, better memory, and reduced risk of depression, making it a key factor in overall well-being. Sleep disorders like insomnia and sleep apnea can have serious effects on brain function and behavior. Biopsychologists study the causes and consequences of these conditions, as well as treatments to improve sleep quality. Understanding sleep disorders is essential for promoting mental and physical health. Pain is a complex experience with both physical and psychological components. Biopsychologists study how the brain processes pain signals and how factors like emotion and attention influence pain perception. This research informs better pain management strategies and helps improve quality of life for those with chronic pain. We've covered the essentials of biopsychology, from the brain structure to the influence of genes, hormones, and the environment. This field offers powerful insights into what makes us who we are, and its discoveries continue to shape medicine, education, and society. As research advances, biopsychology will keep unlocking the mysteries of the mind and behavior, offering hope for healthier, happier lives.